Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Linda, and in this space I share teachings about inner work. Today I want to speak about something a lot of people are struggling with right now: finding clarity and purpose when you feel lost. Let me start by saying something very important. If you feel unclear about your purpose right now, if you feel lost, confused, unmotivated, or even anxious about your direction in life, there's nothing wrong with you. What you are experiencing is not personal failure. It is a very coherent response to the time we are living in and to a deeper phase many people are entering right now. A lot of people believe that purpose is something you are supposed to already know, something you somehow missed, something everyone else seems to have figured out except you. And that belief alone creates enormous pressure. Today, I want to slow that conversation down. I want to speak to you not as someone trying to fix you, but as a mentor, helping you understand what is actually happening and what the real first steps are to find clarity. Because purpose does not begin where most people think it does. Many of the old reference points that once gave people direction are collapsing right now. Careers feel unstable. Traditional ideas of success feel empty. Institutions no longer inspire trust, and the future feels uncertain. For a long time, people borrowed their sense of purpose from external structures, from society, family expectations, survival needs, or validation from others. Now, those structures are weakening. And when external structures collapse, inner questions naturally arise. What many people call being lost is often the beginning of something much deeper: the emergence of internal authority. But here's the difficult part. You cannot discover your purpose using the same mindset that helped you function in the old system. That is why so many people feel stuck. And there is a very big misunderstanding about purpose that I want to address clearly. Your purpose is not a job title. It's not a single mission statement. And it's not something you figure out purely with your mind. Purpose is not something you decide first and then live. Because purpose emerges from alignment. And alignment requires clarity. Which means the first question is not, what am I here to do? The first real question is, who am I becoming? And what is no longer true for me? Most people skip this step. And then they wonder why nothing feels right. But here's the thing. Clarity is not about certainty. It is about honesty. Clarity begins when you are willing to see what drains your energy, what no longer fits your nervous system, and what you are still doing out of fear. Purpose cannot emerge from a life that is fundamentally misaligned. So before asking what your purpose is, you must learn to sense what feels false, what feels heavy, and where you are betraying yourself in small, quiet ways. This requires slowing down. And slowing down is uncomfortable in a world addicted to speed. Many people say they want clarity, but what they actually want is relief from discomfort. But clarity comes through discomfort, not around it. At this point, I want to share something with you. I have created an online video course called The 7 Keys Foundations for Fulfilled Living. And this course is designed to support exactly this phase of life. When you feel unclear, emotionally overwhelmed, or disconnected from your deeper knowing. Inside the course, I guide you step by step through the foundations of fulfilled living, like clarity, emotional regulation, self-trust, inner stability, alignment, and conscious growth. It is not about quick fixes or motivation. It is about building a grounded inner foundation that allows purpose to emerge naturally. The course will be launched on February 5th, so if this resonates with you, I invite you to like this video and subscribe to my channel and follow so you are notified when the course becomes available. But now, let's continue. One of the first real steps toward clarity is stabilizing your inner world. If you are constantly overwhelmed, anxious, or overstimulated, you simply cannot hear your deeper orientation. Purpose speaks quietly. So the first step is not action, it's regulation. This means creating space, reducing noise, allowing your nervous system to settle enough for you to feel yourself again. You do not need a 5-year plan right now. You need inner stability. Without it, every idea will either feel urgent or completely empty. Before we go any further, I want to invite you to do a short grounding exercise. This is not about relaxation only. It is not about calming yourself down, and it is not about fixing anything. It is about reorienting yourself internally. So wherever you are right now, just pause for a moment. You don't need to close your eyes, but you can if you want. What matters is that you stop doing and start noticing. Now, instead of focusing on your breath, I want you to ask a very specific question internally. Ask yourself quietly, from where in me am I perceiving right now? Just notice where your system responds. Notice whether your attention feels scattered, tight, rushed, or pulled outward. Notice if it feels like you are leaning forward into life, pulled upward into thinking, or contracted around emotion. There is no right or wrong here. Now imagine that there is a vertical axis inside you. Not an image, it's a sense. An inner line that runs from deep in your body, through your chest, through your head, and beyond. Just sense whether an axis like this could exist. Now, very gently, ask yourself, what would it be like to perceive from the center of this axis? Do not move your body, do not change your breathing. Simply let your attention fall back into that center point. Most people notice something immediately. A subtle settling, a quietening. A sense of being behind experience rather than inside the noise of it. Stay here for a few moments. Nothing to achieve, nothing to regulate. Just notice how experience organizes itself differently when you are oriented from the center rather than the edges. Now ask yourself one final question. If I were to live from here, what would naturally matter less? You don't need an answer. The nervous system already understands. And when you're ready, simply continue listening. Here is something many people overlook. Your purpose is not missing. It is buried under years of adaptation, under coping strategies, under expectations, under roles you learn to play to survive or belong. Instead of asking what you should do, begin by noticing where you already feel alive. When do you feel most like yourself? What conversations feel nourishing rather than draining? Where do you naturally sense depth, meaning, or patterns? Look for quiet resonance. Purpose often arrives subtly at first. If you prioritize intensity, you will miss it. Another major obstacle to clarity is comparison. The moment you measure your path against someone else's, you disconnect from your own inner signal. You do not have the same nervous system, you do not have the same history, and you do not have the same timing. Your path cannot be rushed without being distorted, and patience is not passivity, it is maturity. Because purpose is not a destination you arrive at once and for all, it is a living process. It evolves as you evolve. If you wait until you feel completely certain, you will stay frozen. Movement happens through small, honest steps, through engagement without attachment, and through listening, adjusting, and refining. Purpose is revealed through aligned engagement, not through pressure or force. If you are feeling lost right now, I want you to hear this clearly. You are not behind, you are not broken, and you are not failing. You are standing in a threshold moment. Clarity comes from presence, and purpose begins with a truthful relationship with yourself. Take it slowly. Let it land. Let it soften. When you're ready, the next step is not to rush forward, but to stay oriented from that inner center you just touched. That is where real direction begins. If this was meaningful for you, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss what's coming next. And feel free to share in the comments what you noticed or what shifted for you while you were listening. Thank you for being present.